Hello everyone. Here we are, Friday again. The weekend is almost here. It's February 5th, 2021. I'm downtown Halifax and welcome to the channel. I'm about to take a walk around downtown here on a Friday afternoon. A busy Friday afternoon. I see a little yellow sign, something here. I don't know what that means, but anyways, we're filming, so I don't know what that yellow sign is saying. Something about update. I don't know. It's running anyway, so we'll continue on. A busy Friday afternoon, downtown Halifax, Nova Scotia. And it's 3 degrees Celsius, in case I didn't mention that, which in Fahrenheit, I guess that's somewhere around 36, give or take. Close enough. All right, here we go. Let's start our little walk around downtown. You can see right now I am at Scotia Square. All right, and we're going to go up the hill. Right across the road from me is the back end of City Hall. Okay, yeah, the front, yeah, they'll go in is on the other side. But that's City Hall right there. All right. So now we're going to go up the hill and we'll see where we end up after this. It's Friday, so Friday always feels good because people are out around and getting ready for the weekend, and it's always got a nice feel to Friday afternoon. I'm not sure what that sign is. I got a little yellow sign on my screen. It says, I can't quite make it all out. Something's available, tap to update, but I'm not going to do an update while I'm doing a video. That wouldn't be a good idea, I don't believe, to, in the middle of a video, do an update. So we'll just let that go wherever it wants to go and continue on. So I guess right now I'm on Argyle Street, which is the very first street after City Hall, is Argyle. And this is usually a good path to walk if you're going over towards Spring Garden or the South End or anything. Just a good path to walk. And I usually take a little jig jog part way down here, but we'll see where we're going. I'm not really sure. I'm just taking a walk. All right. So I showed you the back end of City Hall. There's City Hall. We'll go by this area down in here in front of City Hall. Is called the Grand Parade. I don't know why they call it the Grand Parade, but that's what it's called. This park area here. All right, so we'll walk through here, and I'll turn around. For anyone who has never seen the front of Halifax City Hall, I'll turn around and give you a good shot of it. All right. So, there is City Hall from the front. There's a clock right up in the very top of the tower. There, I think you see it. And that's City Hall. It's a well-kept building. It looks very nice. So enough about that. We got 2 bank towers right beside us, CIBC and TD. And I'm going to try to just focus on things I haven't really focused on before, because a lot of times you walk through here and I look at those monuments to soldiers, fallen soldiers and policemen and things, and I've done all that before. And I've looked at this big white church over here a couple of times, and so we'll try to find something else that's interesting. I'm not really sure where I'm going to go today, but right now I'm in the Grand Parade area, and maybe we'll just walk up to Argyle again, see what's going on up there. And right up there at the top of this hill where that little tower is, that's Citadel Hill, of course. And there's a clock in the front of that, and too bad we weren't right beside it when they set the cannon off. One day I got to make sure I'm right there when they set off the cannon, so I can startle everybody. But not today. you're safe today from being startled. So Argyle Street is quite quiet right now because even if it wasn't for the COVID, it's winter time. And it's not the same as it is up here in the summer. But it is what it is. That building right there, they just put that up last summer. And whoever took the measurements did a good job because they fit that in there with steel beams. And it's within millimeters of touching the other two buildings. It's quite amazing that if I measured that, it probably wouldn't fit in there now. But that's a fantastic job. So anyways, continue on here. I can see a lot of history right here because that church tower up there is quite old. It's not even painted the same color. So it's very old. I would say that's back, I don't know, a couple of 100 years old probably. And there's the BMO Tower, Bank of Montreal. We saw the TD and Scotiabank. Now there's the Bank of Montreal Tower. I know where I'm going to wind up eventually. I'm going to be winding up down there at the harbor sometime before this walk is over because I've already agreed to meet my wife down there when that's her last stop before she's done for the day. And she usually has some time to spare up there before she does her last stop. So I'm going to meet up with her down there and spend some time, and then she will go take her last pickup and head over to her yard. So we get a little bit of time right there for that. Okay, now let's see. We're going up the hill. And I think we might as well walk through this little walkway again here at Rogers Square. And this is the Sutton Place Hotel. That's looks like a very nice hotel. Haven't been in it because I live here. I don't need a hotel, but it looks very nice. And these steps are all lit up for at nighttime. You got little blue lights. And I think you can tell from the camera, but those are blue lights. And this little area going in here. Well, we walk through Rogers Square. I'm just going to walk around and talk to you today. I hope you enjoy this, because there's nothing spectacular, but it's nice in here. And if anyone has never seen Rogers Square before, it's really nice. Sometimes the screens come out white, and other times you can see all the stuff that's on the screens. So, depends on your phone, you know, and how this is one of those Google Pixel phones. I think they call it the Pixel 3 or something like that. There's one model bigger, but this is a nice little phone. I was surprised my last video I went out. I actually went about 45 or 50 minutes, and it didn't run out of space, and I already had a video stored on there that I forgot to erase. So I'm really surprised that I had that much storage. So if I wouldn't have had that one on there, I could probably go over an hour. I'm just looking at this mural on the side of the building. There's so many beautiful murals in Halifax. I doubt if I've scratched the surface yet. I've showed a lot of them, but I doubt if I've scratched the surface yet. So we'll keep looking at them. When we see any that haven't seen before, we'll take a look at them. Okay. Now let's see. There's a long-term stay, I guess, by Marriott Residence Inn. That will probably be people who are temporary residents, maybe be here for a couple of months or something like that, and they could rent a suite in there. Maybe longer, maybe 6 or 7 months. It's hard to say. But somebody that doesn't want to sign a 1-year lease for an apartment, they just go to this place here, and it'd be short-term lease. That'd be what it'd be. All right, let's keep on going. There's the stubborn goat. It's pretty quiet out here right now when it's 3 degrees Celsius. It's naturally very quiet out here, and they've taken up the seats, so you don't sit outside anymore, but it may be open. Not sure. But I see cars here, so oops, I better get out of the way because somebody wants to back up, and I'm going to be right in the road. Okay. I think I showed that before. The Pizza Girl's place was shut down, but it's reopening under new ownership, and there's a few places around like that were very busy food places, and for some reason they couldn't hang on with this COVID thing, and they shut down. Okay, I'm going to go down the street. I guess head down the hill. I'm just doing a walk around downtown here today, and it's Friday, the sun's shining, kind of nice. I thought you'd enjoy this little walk around downtown. Lots of pizza places in this area. There's one up the hill, one right there. And Subway right here. I like going to Subway. I love their sandwiches. Usually get the cold cuts and load it right down with all the stuff. And there's the third pizza within a block or two. Well, we might walk up this way. We started down Argyle, but then we went up by the bank towers to walk through Scotia Bank Center. But we'll go this way again now. These places are open because I see the TV on in there, and they've got heaters up here so you can stay warm in there and you can pull these curtains across there to keep the warm air in. So it's not so bad. This is Nova Scotia. We don't have balmy nights in the wintertime in Nova Scotia. They're better than some places, but they're not balmy. I wouldn't call them that, but they are a lot better than being in Toronto, for sure, in the wintertime. Much nicer here. Did you know that Halifax is the second warmest city in all of Canada? The only city that's over average for the year is warmer than Halifax is Victoria. We have the best winters, second best winters in all of Canada right here. And I believe that because this is my third winter here now, and haven't seen a whole lot of snow. It hasn't been that cold. I don't think we saw -10 the whole year. I don't think so. We had a few nights -5, 6, and temperatures like that in the daytime. Usually it hovers around -1, -2, or 0, or +1 or 2. Somewhere in there, but today we're above that. We're +3 right now. You can see the harbor in the background. I'm going to end up down there, but not for a while. We're just getting started here. We've been into this 14 minutes, and I know we've got an hour of space on here, but I try not to run it right down to the end in case it quits on me before I sign off. So we're just going to wander around downtown today and see what we can see. We are now on Barrington Street, And I'll go this way when I can, since the light changes. Make sure I'm still in focus here. There we go. So we are on Barrington Street. That building just went up not too long ago. It's quite new. I think there's still a little more construction going on down here. And the one right beside it here too is a new one. It's just still under construction a bit yet. So here we are walking on Barrington Street. This is one of the main through streets in Halifax, is Barrington. I'll see if I can get right out here briefly and give you a whole shot of Barrington Street looking down, because there's no cars coming right now. So. One thing you'll notice in Halifax, the streets are well kept. You hardly ever see litter around, and there's loads of these garbage cans on the streets. There's all kinds of them, and you hardly ever see scraps of paper just laying around the street. Once in a while somebody will do that, but it's not very common. Most of the time the streets look like this. Really nice, clean, no litter. Alright, I'm going to try to keep my phone at a good angle so I don't stare at the sidewalk and I don't stare at the sky. I'm not a photographer by any means, so this stuff doesn't come easy to me. Like, remember to point my camera in the right direction and all this stuff. I kind of just hold it out there and hope for the best, but I gotta concentrate on it and try to keep it in a good. It looks pretty good right there. I'm taking in the street, the sidewalk, the buildings, the sky, the ground. I think that's a good angle right there. I'll try to maintain that if possible. No, let's go across the street. We'll go down another street. How's that? We're making our way down to the water area, because that's where I gotta be in about, I don't know. Let's see, it's 3:17. Yeah, okay. It's I don't have to be down there for a while, so I got lots of time to do this video before I gotta be down there. I'm just thinking about the weekend. I don't have any plans. I don't know what I'm going to do. We always find something. A lot of times we go out for supper somewhere, and not always, just sometimes. And I'm not sure about today. Let's go this way. I hardly ever walk here. I'll tell you what street I'm on, if I can. I got a feeling it might be Hollis Street, but not sure. Maybe that's the next one down. We'll find out. As long as I've been here, I still can't say exactly the name of all these streets. I think I know by now, but don't seem to. So some of them getting better at some of them, but I know if I'm not on Hollis Street now, the next street is Hollis. I don't think this is Hollis. I think the next one down could be Hollis. But we'll see what this is. When I get to it, I'll say. I hardly ever walk on this street here. For some reason, I don't know. It's just not a street I take. There's a Japanese restaurant in there. And I think that's sake. I think that's what that word is. It looks like sake, but I think the Japanese pronunciation is sake, which would be a type of liquor, sake. there's a building that's getting still under some. Oh, that's the new building that I walked by a while ago. We saw the front, and I just looking at the bottom of it in the back here. It looks much taller when you're down the hill because you got an extra 1, 2, 3, an extra 2 floors plus almost 3. Yeah. So you got an extra. It looks higher from down here. And yeah, I've said this before, and it's true. They don't put street signs on poles enough in Halifax, because there should be signs on every intersection, but there's a lot of intersections where there's no street signs. When we first came here, we had to use our GPS to tell us, our Google Maps, to tell us what street was next, because we couldn't find the signs, and you didn't want to drive by the street you're going to, so we just watched our Google Maps and tell us what the next street is, the one we're looking for. We know when we get to it because it's on the map. But it was very hard to see street signs at intersections. Okay, this is Hollis right here. This one I'm coming to. I thought it was. All right, this is Hollis Street. Hollis Street is a one-way street, which goes that way, and that goes down to the Hall turn, the container terminal. If you go right down, you can get, that's the way to the container terminal, down Hollis. All right? This way here, you got to come, you see the cars, which way they're pointing there, this one-way street. But you do have a bicycle lane here on the side, and so if you're riding a bike, this is a good street to take because you don't have to worry about cars. Got a divider there to keep the cars from wandering over into the bike lane. It don't seem to matter what city you go in, unless you have a divider like that, the cars will come over into the bike lane. They'll park in the bike lane, and they get in the way of the people riding bicycles. And so that was a great idea. They put those cement barriers up, and cars can't get over here. It don't take long for the sun to go down this time of year. It's once you get around 3:30, between 3:30 and 4, the sun goes down very quickly, and the streets are shaded fast, and it gets dark much quicker this time of year, as you would probably know that. But anyways, give me something to talk about, right? Okay. Well, might as well walk through the intersection. I got to walk. We are at Prince Street and Hollis. So let's go across when the light turns. Whoops. Sorry if I jiggled my camera there a little too much. I'll try to keep it in one place. Another container going down to the port. I'm in no hurry. I don't have to go through till I get a green light because I haven't got anywhere to go anyways. So, no need to hurry, right? Well, if you're ever afraid of landing in the poorhouse, the first time I noticed that. Well, there it is, right there, the poorhouse. So we often had jokes about that. With kids, they're going to put me in the poorhouse. Well, there it is. But I spelled P-O-U-R, not P-O-O-R. But that's trying to strike me kind of funny. The poorhouse. Those signs look like Ontario government symbols. They're very similar to that. But I don't think it has any connection to Ontario. But those signs on the wall there, I'll walk over and show you. Anybody that ever lived in Ontario would recognize that. That those look like Ontario signs for government. Anything to do with the province of Ontario has signs much like those right there. So it has no connection to Ontario, but it just looks similar. Like there's one right there. There's something like that. Maybe not exactly, but something like that. All right. Yes, we are open. COVID-19 safety measures are in place. And this place is the old Triangle Poorhouse. Irish. It's an Irish drinking place. And if you spend too long in there, you might wind up in the poorhouse. There's some construction going on the front of this building, giving it a facelift. So let's have a look at this building from the front, this poorhouse. I'll go across the street and we'll look back over. This is called Bedford Row, by the way. This little street right here. Probably a lot of people don't know the name of it because there's not that many things on it. So at Bedford Row, there's McLeaves. McLeaves, yeah, I guess that's how you say that. So here's the old, it's called the Old Triangle, and also known as the Bedford Poorhouse at one time, because it's on Bedford Row. I guess that makes sense. But now it's called the Old Triangle. The building looks very nice. It looks like it's been fixed up, overhauled over time, and looks really good, well maintained. And therefore, I think it's worth spending some time showing it. Okay, it's on the corner of Prince and Bedford. So that's the Old Triangle. Very nice looking building. And I don't think this is McLeaves. I think it's McLevy's. McElvee's. That looks more like it. McElvee's. All right, McElvee's it is. And there's their menu. They have lunch and dinner. So probably a nice place to bring your honey on Valentine's Day. That would probably be a very nice place here. Soup, salad, starters, all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, very nice dishes. Okay, perfect. I'm not a lobster person. I see they have lobster on the menu. I don't like lobster myself. The only seafood I really like is cod, and I like halibut, like fish and chips, that kind of stuff. But most seafoods, nah, it's not for me. I'm not a seafood person. But I do like cod and halibut. That's pretty much the limit of my, I guess I could eat a salmon steak, maybe if it was fried, yeah, I probably could eat that. But most seafoods like crab and lobster, oysters, all that stuff now, that's something I don't care for. But for those that do, by all means. All right, we're gonna go down here and see what we can find. The shadows are in here now pretty good. But you still see all right. So Arthur's Urban Market. I have never been in there. I could go in there one day and see what it's like. I've never been in it. Arthur's Urban Market. All right, we're down the hill. I think we'll take a walk up this street since we're just walking around here. Nothing to do. Looking at some of these restaurants down here. Looks like a good spot for going out for dinner in a real nice restaurants, because there's several of them down here. Artesian Bakery and Meals to go at Arthur's. Arthur's Urban Market, and there's a high-rise condo unit above it. So Arthur's Urban Market, Artesian Bakery, and there's the condo building, quite a tall building. For Halifax, I would say, probably, I don't know, for sure it's 20 stories, could be more. And that one over there is built, but it's still got some work done to it. So, okay, we will walk this way. Still green light. Oh, so I guess we'll get going. Somebody wanted to turn here, but I'll keep going, they'll be okay. I've seen a lot of murals, but I don't think I've ever showed that one. Right there. Love these murals in Halifax. There's a lot of buildings that's got really nice murals painted on the side of them. And it looks so good to see the walls all painted up like that. I'll have to go across so you can get a good look at it, because you won't be able to see it probably over there. It's kind of a dark picture, so it won't show up really good. Let's see. See, when we're coming the other way, I wouldn't have noticed that. You have to be going towards the south end to see that picture on the side of that building. I'll just stop and see if you can see it. It's hard to see, but when the sun shines on it, it'd be much better. But anyways, someday when I got more time, I'll go right on down Hollis and show you where the seaport terminal, or the terminal is down there for Haltern. They call it Haltern, the container terminal. I'll show you where that is one day when I get a little bit more time. Today, I don't think I got enough time on my phone to go down there. So one day I will. I'll do that. I'll make a point of showing you the terminal. And people that come here the first time with a truck, they might not know exactly where to go. I remember my very first trip in here. I drove for Fast Tracks, which is a division of Day and Ross. And my first trip down here, I had no idea where the Haltern was. But in those days, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have Google Maps. But I had a trusty map book in my truck, and I looked it up and see where to go. Noticed it was a one-way street. Came down here and got into Haltern in the night. And sleep till morning, and then got unloaded and got another trailer back to New Brunswick. And but it might be nice for people who's never, maybe you're a truck driver, they've never been down to Halifax, and one day you may have to go to the container terminal. So I'll definitely show you that. Maybe in a day or two I'll make a trip right down there. I don't know much. They won't let me in there because I'm not on official business, so it's like that. There's security, and you can't just go in there if you're not delivering something there. So you can't just come in and walk around. So, but I'll go as close as I can. I'll show you the truck route where the trucks go. Probably within the next few days, I'll make that my priority to show you that. And I see that bus goes to Point Pleasant Park, which is just beyond the container terminal. It's actually right beside it. And that's a video for another day too. I'm waiting for spring when we get a nice warm sunny day. we'll go through Point Pleasant Park, because that's a really big area. It's going to take quite a while. I can spend an hour up there, probably cover most of it in an hour. Now, it's always amazing. I go out sometimes and I have no idea what I'm going to make a video about. And I just start walking, and first thing you know, I found something interesting. And so that's how it goes. A lot of times I have no destination in mind. Sometimes I do. And other times it's just, we'll walk around and see what happens. Well, that's basically what it was today. I'm just out walking around and see what happens, and looks like we found something to keep us busy for a while, so I've already got 36 minutes in here. So that's pretty good. But we'll keep on going. I know some people doesn't watch all the videos in its entirety because they get bored and they want to look at something else. But hang in there and watch some of these videos all the way through, and you'll find things that you didn't see on the beginning, and you might enjoy watching the whole video. You don't have to, but I think right now we are in the back of the Lieutenant Governor's mansion. I think, but we'll see. If we are, then I'll try to remember this wall right here is the back end of the mansion. I think we are. We'll take a look right here. Yes, that's the back end of the Lieutenant Governor's mansion. No doubt a well-kept yard in there. We can't go in because you're not allowed, but I can point my camera up over the top and take a look. Okay, there. Maybe we'll, before I head up, I'm going to be going up Water Street, I guess, because that's the area I'm going to end up in. And we'll just go up and have a look at the Governor's mansion before I go down there. And the next day I make a video, I promise I'll go down to the Haltern and show you how to get there and the truck route. In case you're a trucker, I'll show you the truck route in. And I know I've been down that area before, but I wasn't focused on Haltern to show you exactly where that was and how to get there. So next trip I will. Probably my next video, I'll concentrate on that area, which is the south end of Halifax, right down by the water. That's right down by the harbor and the south end of Halifax. That's where Haltern is. And I'll show you the proper way to get there with a truck. There's different ways to get there if you're driving a car, but with a truck there's only one way to get there. So I'll show you it. I like to walk right up to the building in there, but I'm afraid to do that. I might probably a guard will come out and want to know what I'm doing, and so I won't attempt that. But we may be able to get a picture of the bushes here. Let's see, I might get a closer look right here somewhere. How about right here? Well, that gets us close to the driveway, and the building's over there, which is right there. But I'll walk up to the front, and there's the flags, and we'll walk up to the front and take a look in here. So now you're on Barrington Street again. This is just getting down into the south end. It's not way down, but it's pretty much the start of the south end. And this is the Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, his residence, and no doubt offices and things. And I see they've taken in they used to have these little, they look like the the little guard shacks they have at Buckingham Palace. Have you ever seen pictures of that? They have these little places they stand in. And I see, I just got a notice on my screen, I see Bevy's in Dartmouth today. Live stream in Dartmouth. I wish, if I was over in Dartmouth, I might see you, but I'm in Halifax today, looking at things. And I hope you have a great day with your live stream. And I know who she is, but I've never met her in person. One day I'll be walking around here, and we'll be in the same area of the city. That hasn't happened yet, but so Bevy, if you see my video, one day we'll meet. And I love to see our fellow YouTubers out here. You know, it's all really great. We're all doing something a little different. We cover the same stuff, but we all got a different style. And I like your style too. And you're a good speaker. I think you could host a talk show. I really do. I think you could do that easy. You seem like you got a good voice for it, good way with talking to people, and I think you could host a talk show. Well, anyways, there's the Lieutenant Governor's mansion. Thought I'd just throw that in there today since I'm in the area. So I'm going to go down now. I'm 42 minutes into the video. I'm going to go down. I'm counting on at least have a half an hour, an hour, so I should have more than enough to get back to the ferry terminal, which is where I got to end up, because that's where I'm going to meet up with my wife somewhere around, I don't know, by the time I get there, she won't be too long. I think about 4:30 she's there. So I'm going to go back to the ferry terminal now, and I'll just walk along here and talk to you people and show you whatever's along the street. So we'll go back down past Hollis and we'll walk up Lower Water Street. I think that's my plan for today, and then we'll finish at the ferry terminal. When I first started doing videos, usually something went wrong, and I wasn't very good at it. It's like anything, you have to get good at it. But when I first started, like a lot of times, things would go wrong, and I get back, and my son would patch it all together for me on his computer and make it look pretty good. These days, I usually do it all in one piece now. He doesn't have to put it all together for me. So that's what I aim for. I try to do it all without anything going wrong, and I don't have to get him to patch it together for me and fix my mistakes and all that kind of stuff. I see this spot right here is under construction now. Look at that. It sat here empty for quite a while, and now they're getting ready to build something. And there's the bottom for the crane that's going to go up. Well, that's great to see this spot under construction. It's been here a while. There was a building plan for here. I read it on one of the Halifax papers. Something about there was supposed to be 2 towers and a walk-through and some food places and all this stuff in the bottom. And then it just kind of, nothing happened. So I thought it was off the table, but maybe not. Or it could be something new now. So anyways, it's good to see this place under construction again. That's great. See something going up there. I love construction. I love seeing buildings go up, and you can tell the place is alive when there's a lot of construction going on. So I love it. Love the construction. The more they have, the better. And the more buildings goes up here, the better it feels. I'm a city dweller. I like living in the city, and you can't get it too crowded for me. I don't mind it at all. And I lived in Toronto for 15 years, and I can drive in any part of Toronto because I was a truck driver up there all that time, and I learned my way around really good. And there goes a ship down through the harbor. So yes, I really like a busy city. I couldn't live out in the country in the middle of nowhere for anything. It's just not my thing. I couldn't do that. I need the city. That's where I function the best. So all right, we're getting down here to Lower Water Street. See, I'm doing better on these streets. I know where they are now, some of them. I didn't used to know. When I first came here, I thought upper and lower one was down farther than the other one. And that's not it at all. They're the same street, but up past the ferry terminal, it's upper water. And down this way, lower water. That's all it is, the same street. All right, so I'm going to take Water Street. And this runs right along the boardwalk area of the water, the beach, not the beach, the harbor. In the summertime where the tourist area and all that is. My last video, I was walking around there. Well, this street runs right beside it. And you can go into the boardwalk anywhere here. Any street takes you over there. This parking lot right here, you can walk through there and get on the boardwalk. There's all kinds of ways to get there. So we're going to stick to this side. The last time I walked on this street, I was on that side of the street. So you see different things when you're on the other side of the street because you're mostly looking at what's across the street rather than the stuff right beside you. That was the cheerleader guy. Usually they're parked down here where my wife parks to wait. They have to wait till 4:30 to get in that building. So if they get here at 4 o'clock, you got to wait a half an hour. So the one up here by the ferry terminal, so the new glass building, they have to wait there for 4:30 to get in. So the cheerleader guy is usually parked there, and my wife is parked here with her courier truck, and I don't know if any others come along at that time or not. Not sure. So as you can see, this is the way out from Halterm, because the containers are going up, so going to get on the highway, I guess, and go wherever they're going. Could be going New Brunswick, or could be going farther. Could be going somewhere in Nova Scotia, but this is the way out. So any of you truck drivers, remember these two streets. Hollis is the way into the terminal. Water Street is the way out. Follow that right out and you'll get back to the highway, the bridges, all that. I see an alert for Halifax. Special weather statement issued. That must mean snow or rain. So I'm not sure which. Maybe a combination of both. And there goes the helicopter. They often fly low here. The tourists usually like that when they fly right over close to the water in the summer, and the tourists are all down there on the boardwalk, and they get to see the helicopters up close. It looks to me like this spot is going to be doing something before long, because I see some marker posts in the ground over there. Well, you know this is not going to sit here too long without somebody grabbing it. Might as well put a couple more condo towers up there. We got a few now. Might as well add a couple more to the skyline, I would say. Would look good with a couple more towers right there. So we'll continue on up the road, up the street till I can get to my destination, which is just beyond that glass building right there. That's where I'm going, and I'm at now. I'm at 50 minutes. Wow, I'm doing good. My storage is pretty much cleaned out. I can get that much on my phone. I heard something in the news a few months ago about their plans so the trucks wouldn't have to travel through the city here for containers, that they will go to the other terminal, the one up by Bedford area there, that terminal. They're going to all go there, and the trains are going to move them down to this terminal. That's the idea, that the trucks wouldn't be coming down through the city. So we'll see how that goes. There's talk about it. We don't really know. It don't bother me. The trucks rumbling along here. It's part of city life. You got to have trucks bring things into the city, so it's not a big deal. I don't mind it, but some people might find it a lot of traffic. It's unnecessary, maybe, if there was another method, but either one's fine with me. I don't care. When I'm down here, I'm walking anyway. I don't drive down here because I don't need to drive down here. I'm walking down here, which is what I like to do. Yesterday I was quite happy. I walked 17,000 and something like 17,300 steps I walked yesterday. And the day before I was at 15,000. So my app informed me that I'm on target for my heart point. I'm not sure which app you would have on your phone, but most people have an app to count their steps, which is a very good idea because walking is good for you, and if you haven't walked enough, you'll know. And at the end of the week, it'll tell you, congratulations, you've met the, how's it worked at? The Department of Health recommendations for a healthy heart. That's how many steps you should have that week. Most weeks I make it. The only time I don't is when I have to be busy, like doing a lot of driving for some reason. When my son was working and I had to use the car every day for that, I didn't get to walk as much. And it was a hard job to do videos because I was busy driving most of the time, and always had the car, and you come downtown, nowhere to park, and stuff like that. So I did manage to get a few videos in while I was doing that. Somebody just saw me doing a video, a kid on a scooter, and he hollered, he waved. The young people all know what these things are. Many of them are into videos, but a lot of them are given video instructions on how to do video games. That's a big thing with the younger people, the techie kind of people. There's my wife right there. She's just getting ready to park down there. Fancy that. I just walked through the intersection. and that's her courier truck. So I just walked through the intersection and she was right there. So she's smiling now because I got her on camera when she went through the intersection. Well, I can tell her boss she's working since if they see the video. She's not slacking, she's working. All right. I'll go see if she wants something at Tim Hortons, and I'll probably end this video right by her truck. How's that? Is that good? I think that's good way to end this video. She got her four-ways on like a professional truck driver should do. Proud of her. All right. I'm going to walk up to her truck and sign this off on this video, okay? Let's see, what am I at now? 56 minutes. Wow, I'm almost an hour long. That's amazing. All right, I'm almost there. I'm going to sign off. All right, I'm going to sign off right here. And as I always say, if you haven't subscribed, push that subscribe button and that like button, and I'll know you like watching my videos, okay? Bye for now. Have a great weekend.